all of my references are like, I always like flip it. So like I flip it and then I make it like black and white to see the values. That's very important. So like after you draw for quite a while, you get used to it. So like you flip it around and then you put it, and then you put it like, you put the original reference and you can see the mistakes, you see. So of course I have like, I can notice like lots of mistakes, like the head isn't big enough, this should be more around here, this should flow like that, the leg would be here, this is this right there, so the ribbon would be right there, yeah, this would flow like that, the leg would be here. So there are a lot of mistakes, but that doesn't matter. What I want is the facial proportions, like, and we're lacking on that right now. I'm gonna check them again, just in case. Hold on, let me grab a smaller brush. So like that, I check that. So the lips, I'm gonna make an outline where they are supposed to go. Right there. Above the lips, at this angle, the corner of the left corner of the nose sits. And at that angle, so the nose just needs to be like, this part needs to be a bit more there. This cuts into the the tear duct a bit, and this just grazes the, yeah, so this eye needs to be brought up a bit more and this one a bit more. So, and I'm gonna check this angle. Yeah, that's good. Yep, it's good. What I'm gonna check, this is hand eye, so this is way too thick, so this right here should be like around there. So now that I have the proportions, like I check the proportions again, I'm gonna duplicate it just in case I fuck everything up. Liquify. Now I'm gonna do it. So like I bring everything more, no, that's gonna, I can also do it like, I can also do it with like an actual smudge tool, but I don't want to lose like the brush strokes that I have there. I'm gonna bring out the lips a bit more. Not too much. Here, a bit there. Yup. So this eye, I said, needed to be just a tad bit more inside. And this one is off. So look, you just do slight changes and that's gonna go a long way. So let me check. So like from the eye, so this is good. It cuts the eyebrow. I just need to bring this eye. I will not bring it fully to proportion because it's gonna mess around with everything else, but I will just slightly nudge it in that direction, because it's not important that it's perfect, but it's important to just aim like a bit towards there. There's that line. I saw it. I want to smudge it off because it's annoying me. I'll just do it slightly. Alright, since I'm so zoomed up in the eyes, I'm gonna show y'all. So the eye color isn't actually like pure gray. It's usually like a bit more like in this range, in this hue range. This is this is a bit more on the saturated side. It would usually be around here, but it's fine since it's also it's dominated by so look, if I Gaussian blur it, this is the dominated hue, so this one. But if I want to show blue, I just go towards red and I go towards gray a bit more, and it's a bit bluer in tone. Let's go even further. You see, and that looks like blue, that reads like blue. If you go even further, let's go here and even the more. And you see, since it's the dominant, like the yellows and the oranges are the dominant hues, they're gonna, so there we're right here. If we try to reach blue, we're gonna go through the grays and we're gonna reach here or towards here. Aesthetically speaking, this is way better for skin, but it can go either way. So like this too, or like this. Let me check the audio, because maybe it's fine while we wait. Let me check the audio. Yeah, it's good. Everything is good. So I'm sorry for the delay. So look, now we zoom out and we see the differences. So to create like a proper like drawing is just a ton of this stuff. All right, I noticed that I want to add like the reds of the palms. So I'm just going to go with a gentle overlay and just add them. Yo, what up? Hello. I'm going to go with a gentle red there. There's a bit more red here too. Red there. Red there. 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 Too much. Gently. I will gently go over it. Don't overdo this. If you are watching this like VOD and you want to like look for like how to do this, like don't overdo it. This is like very gentle. Like you should be gentle with it. Because if you overdo it, you will burn it. Like look, here it's burnt, but I don't care because it will get lost in like in the rendering. So I noticed a bit of grayish purple here, just a bit. Let's go even deeper. Just a bit. Don't overdo it. Here too. That's way too. This is way too much. All right. Now I want to bring this into this hue range. I'm just gonna. No, that's way too saturated. I'll just leave it for. I don't want to use a blending mode here. I will just gently gloss over it. I don't want to lose the texture, you know, so I will just gently gloss over it. Let me check. So now I want to go to the eyes more. This is what will make or break your drawing, is the eyes. So if you're gonna mess up, don't mess up on the eyes. So firstly, I want to check proportions again, but now I'm gonna flip the canvas to like have a renewed eye. For the sake of this example, I will also, oh oops, I picked the wrong one. I will also do this. So I will make it like that, so that again I have a fresh eye. I'm just gonna look at this, make it black and white. Now I'm gonna look at the proportions. Yeah, that's good. So you cannot see my cursor, but I was checking this part right here. I was checking this part right here. In the original like reference, it matches with this edge. But I noticed that this edge is way thinner on the original. This peak is at this angle to the corner of the mouth, so it's properly placed, but just gonna check it again. Yes, so gently I will go over there. Gently I will just, yeah, so the chin is way too big. That's what I noticed. So I did it on the color layer. It's fine. It doesn't matter. So now I will take the brush, the blending brush, and I will just blend it in. I'll just blend it in and I will look. So I'm gonna look for shapes that I can simplify. Duplicate it, make it luminosity, so that you do not put grays in your colors. So I will just go over this gently. So I noticed here it gets darker around the chin. I also portrayed this beforehand, I notice here a bit of darkness and here. So that I already did. Okay. Now I'm gonna go to these grays and just merge these shapes together. And now we have a gentle highlight around here. I need to zoom in really close for this one. Hold on. I need to zoom in for this one. So I must select right there and very gently with a luminance brush, just gonna highlight this more gently, even more. Yep. And now I'm gonna blur this peak in so that it doesn't look like she has like a Chadette face too much. I'm gonna blend this into each other. Okay, this is way too overdone, this value here. So I'll just go over it again. Just making sure that I'm not overdoing any values. So just gonna smoothen this out more. I'm gonna make these darks, so I want this to read already. So usually you make the darks later, but since I'm doing a live stream, I'm gonna make it read like right now, so that if new people join, they will not be like, why is this guy giving me advice about drawing? He's so dog shit at this, you know, like, I mean, I am dog shit, but, you know, we gotta impress people, you know, at least as much as we can. I mean, I don't know why I'm talking about we, as much as I can. Anyway, I love this brush. I love this brush so much. I remixed one of Mark Brunet's brushes, and this is what I gained from it. It's really nice. Anyway, that highlight is gonna be the last thing I will add probably, or when I am focused on the eyes, that's when I'm gonna add it. But right now, don't care about it. I treat it like it doesn't exist, you know. So go over it, do whatever you want. Don't paint the individual lashes. Just blur your vision and notice how it reads. If you notice, like even great like portrait painters like John Singer Sargent and like, they don't paint the individual strands of like hair from the eyelashes. They just look at the values. So don't waste your time with the individual lashes. That's not what matters. What matters is how it reads. So if it reads nicely, then that's way too overdone. So you see, you can overdo it. Just there, slightly there, very slightly. Great. And now I want to blur some of this here. Yep. I'm gonna work on that jaw more. So I'm gonna add some clear highlight. Let me make it even clearer. I'm gonna also do it like, I'm gonna add it in the direction of the shape. So if I have a circle, I'm gonna do it like in a circular manner, you know. So I'm gonna do it in the direction of like the butt chin, you know. Like that's what I'm gonna do. And of course, don't worry about it. Make it symmetrical. Like, don't make it like bad, like how I am doing it right now. Make it actually symmetrical. So yeah, the butt chin should. Yep, that's way better. There, I'm gonna add more highlight there. Anyway, I'm focusing, so I'm sorry if I don't talk as much, but this is a very important part of the actual drawing, so I have to focus. So if I don't talk as much, just pay attention to what I do, or just listen to me like inhaling, you know. That's way better. Now I want to blend in just slightly. I'm gonna use this brush so it doesn't lose the I don't lose the actual marks that indicate shape, but I don't also, you know, make it completely smooth. You know, I have to have a bit of texture on in the highlights. So highlights are very important to be textury, but it's very important to also make a nice balance between soft and hard shapes. So don't overdo on the soft or hard shapes. If you notice, this is completely hard shapes. This brush, this completely hard shape, hard edges, excuse me. But if I take a hard edge and I just softly like go down the, that's too much. I just gradually like go down the scale, it will also convert into a soft edge. Or if we want, we can make it read like one. So let's say I have a really dark shape and I just take it, and this is like how they used to do like points, you know. So if I want something to read as bright, I can also like just softly go over it in the shape that is like that I want it to be, you know. So like collarbone, let's say I go like circular, and from the distance it reads brighter than the actual colors there are. So the colors are way more diverse because of the scratches, you know. That's what happens when people use like the decimals. So if you grab decimals, of course I messed it up. If you grab decimals and I just go over it, you know, it reads way brighter than it actually is. So look, it reads like a combination, like a blend between them. So that's why a lot of people use it. And it's also sharp, but from the distance it reads as soft. So that's the reason. It adds depth to it, you know. I'm gonna show you with the highlights of the hair. I'm gonna use the decimals. Let me check side. It's so nice. I just love this type of weather, you know, just staying indoors. Nobody bothers me. It's so nice. Oh, it's so good to be a neat, you know. Anyway, let's continue. I'm gonna blend some of the hard edges in. Look, with that brush. I really like to use this brush for like faces. I have this brush set like Zuldan faces, so this is what I use. I plan to like make the brush set like to actually like give the brush set away, or to sell it, like give like just donate $1 and you get like the brush set. But I don't want to use it because a lot of it, like I don't want to use, like this is like, if you notice, is Mark Brunette's like brush. I just remixed it, you know. This is, I don't know who that is, but this is Matthias, I don't know who that is, brush, you know. So even though they were free, I don't want to use them because it's like you're selling his product, but he does. Even though I know how to make brushes, like I make a lot of brushes, you know, like I have this one also remixed, but it's completely different from the original brush, you know. I have like tons of brushes that I made myself, you know. So like these chalky textures, you know, all of them like made by me. Of course they are remixed, but I could make it by myself, but I'm so lazy, I don't want to do it, you know. So you just have to deal with it. I have this oil pastel one. This is not I didn't make it. I just added color diversity to it. I have tons of brushes, and there are so many like uses for them, like such niche uses. Like with this one, like you can, like, let's say I just do this zigzag pattern and then I add highlights to the hair, you know, or to the dress, you know, like add it there. So there are so many uses. This is bush. I wanted like bush brush, you know, to add like the texture. This one is, I made it initially because I saw it on a really good like artist, but I realized that it's not about like the brush. Of course, it's not about the brush. I knew it, but I wanted like to have it. This one is actually made by me myself. So I mean, not like you see. I catch myself lying to y'all again. Like this is another like brush that I remixed. So that's why I don't want to like make like brush sets. This one as well. I I usually name it like they're usually named randomly. So like I was listening to 1400 freestyle, and if I remember correctly, I have one which actually has like literally trippy red there. Yeah, this one. Look at the shape. It's actually trippy red. I just love to make brushes like that, but they're unironically good. Look, it's unironically good. Like it's an actual good brush, you know? I just added a weird shape to it because it's funny. It's you don't have to sweat it. This is the point of it. This is where you are creative. You don't have to sweat it. Also, you can add like, you see, that's very beautiful. That rich red, that's beautiful. Those rich reds. But that looks way too much like she has like bushy eyebrows, so I'm not gonna do it. You see, like it just creates a lot of like chaos. Like I love the chaos in like the brushes. This is something that I learned from Marco Bucci. Just create chaos, and then you order it. But it's really beautiful. I really love it. I really love the control chaos. Like if I could like draw without any like expectations, I would draw something like, I have a drawing around here like this. Even though the face is pretty like bad, I had so much fun. The photo bashing, the like idea, the brushes, the colors. Like I had so much fun making this. Like you can just look at this, how many textures there are in that. It's really expressive. Even the skin has like textures. This was like taken in Prague. It's a cathedral. Like it's Saint Vilnius Cathedral, if I remember correctly. It's very nice in the palace, and I really loved it. I went to Prague. It was really nice. I would recommend it to anyone. It's really, really nice there. And the people, like I'm in Romania. I live in Romania. The people here are like animals, like they're like troglodytes. But there they feel more civilized, like the people are more civilized. Even though like you get a few each and there like Americans that like scream like hell, like they just yell. But the culture is just very civilized, and the beer was so good. They have like notoriously good beer. It's really, really good. So yeah, I just enjoyed myself. It was really nice. Prague is really nice. I would recommend it to anyone. I initially like saw it, like Marco Bucci went there, and ever since then I've been in love with like traveling, because I went there too, and I realized why it's a races, black people, Hispanic people, Americans, UK. There are a lot of people, and it's really nice. I love to like look at all of the like different people, architecture. It's like a breath of fresh air, from the occasional, like you just occasionally know like there's like a person that's a foreigner, but they speak Hungarian. Like I'm right at the Hungarian border, so like you can like a few like every once in a while you understand what they say. Like you go there and the people there speak like they're speaking Elvish. Like not even that. Like it's enchantment table what they speak. Like I went there, and the even the signs I didn't understand. I'm like, what is that? It's like enchantment table. Like I just from watching anime, I'd be way better off in Japan than reading enchantment table. Like it was so weird, but I loved it, man. I loved it. Everything was so expensive though. Like beer was like 10 euros in like the center, like the center of the city. Oh my god, it was so expensive. It was like, what the fuck is that, bro? But you get over it. You get over it. Your wallet is not gonna get over it. I mean, it will, but like in a few months, depending on how much income you make. For me, I spent almost $0 there. My mom took me. I still have the privileges, being little enough to like be taken places. It was so nice. I also lost my fucking ID. I lost it in Slovenia. It was so funny, you know. Do you know how much I stressed over that? Holy shit. You know, you never know how it is like to lose like your ID. Like out of every place that you can lose your ID, you lose it in a foreign country. You know how much you like swear, you curse yourself. Like, how are you this stupid, man? You know, like you say that to yourself, you know. But it turned out fine in the end. Anyway, I keep blabbing on and I don't make progress on this, so I will focus a bit. So y'all will have to deal with me being quiet, but I'm speaking to myself like there's literally nobody here. But I hope somebody will watch this VOD like sometime, you know, like because I genuinely like watching VODs, especially of like really good artists. I'm not good, but you know, at least I think I'm entertaining, you know. If I had like a few people in chat to speak to and to like talk shit, you know, like I'd pop off. But it's fine, even like this, like I could talk for hours, you know, like I really like to talk to people, you know. Sometimes it's too much, like sometimes I just want to like be alone, you know, but in general I like to talk to people, you know. It's nice. Now I'm going against my own like advice. Don't dwell on the brush, like on the eyelashes. But I found that there I could a bit, you know, because I just emphasized the shape. There's a bit of pink around here, even more bright. There's a bit of pink. So like even if this is like raw pink, if you zoom out, it reads as like blurred pink, you know, because it's just like a bit of scratches, you know. So like this is like how you add visual interest to your drawings. And now I notice I'm gonna pick the complementary green. And now I notice a bit of green, but this one I will really dull out. Go like that. Because you saw it was way too strong. That green reads way too much. It's probably like way too far in the color spectrum. Now it's way too gray. I'm gonna go in here and in there, and now that's perfect. Oh my god, I'm so good at this. That's just perfect. Even if you blur it out, it will also like add a bit of green to it, you know. So how do I see that? Like I can see as a beginner, like you would be like, where does he see that? Like it's right there. That's the purple. There's a bit of purple too, and there's the green, you know. I think those are the veins probably, and like the light like catches that, like that greenish. It turns into green as it tries to go into the blue. But don't take my word for granted. I don't know what I'm talking about. I just know that it's green there. So, you know, like I see a lot of like scientist type of like behavior. Like I just see green, I put green. I'm like bonk, you know, like just bonk. Like, you know, you don't care. It's really good to just wing it. Now I'm gonna take. Look, this again. This is another like weird brush. this is literally y'all. My god, I love this brush. I'm gonna blur it, and I'm gonna blur some edges here. The reason why I blur it is because I will go over with more brushes and it will cause a lot of visual interest. I want to blur the edges too around the subject. I don't know, I just tried it. Why? Because I tried it on painting and I really like how the blurred edges looked, you know, so I just do it now since I liked it then. Also, like when I will add the scratches later, like a bit of scratches to like represent hair, it will like read way better if I have like these like blurred lines, you know, because it's like an easier transition between it, you know. After I made this brush as like a challenge to myself, I noticed that it was really good for hair, so now this is its use from now on, you know. So this is what it's really nice, like an actual like an artist that will actually grow, will be like a very experimental person. Like this is viable in everything in life, you know, like the people that grow the most are the most experimental. Like, what happens if I do that? What happens if I do that? What happens, you know, like uh I've just recently started like trying to get my driver's license, and I see like everybody is so rigid, like they don't try things out. Like, what if I try to release the or a beginner? This is I even stated like that wrongly. Like, experimentation should never. I know y'all wouldn't want to hear my unsolicited opinion, but I do believe that experimentation is like very important. That's what I think brought me here, where I can make this, you know, from like before like I couldn't even make anime faces. Now I haven't tried anime in quite a while, but I would like perfectly like nail the proportions for like anime, because anime isn't that hard if you know realism, you know. I'm gonna blur the eye out because the eye doesn't have like that. I mean, it has sharp shapes, sharp edges. Keep. I'm focusing, guys. I'm focusing. So, just gonna shut the fuck up for a bit. Gonna blend that into. Usually, you're not supposed to do that, but I don't want to limit myself. I'm gonna look like this is the sharp edges, you see. But if you zoom out, they read better. That's what I'm talking about. So, I see that. I see that. So that's that color. Is it green? Yeah, it goes towards the green. Yeah, but this adds hue. So can I not add hue? Yeah. A bit darker. You see? You see how I pick the color? It's so easy. It's so easy. How could I tell it was like going towards green and not if I went towards purple, it would look like this. You know, but I can also see it around there. You see? You see it slightly. There. How could... Let me see if I knew it. Yup, I knew it. It goes towards green. So it comes from here and it goes towards green because it's trying to get here. But sometimes it shifts towards there to get here. You know? I don't know the science behind it. I just unga bunga it, you know? I just raw dog it. And a few times I get it. I'm gonna... So this is way too saturated. I'm gonna desaturate it just a tad bit until I'm pleased. Like that far. Yep. Now she looks like a blind person, but I will fix that. And this is also a bit too saturated around there. Yep, that's way better. And now let me add those. Like that. I noticed something. How can I not notice this sooner? This eye is way more closed than the other one. So I'm just gonna fix that real quick. You see, even after hours, you still mess up, you know? Like, you can be like, oh, what can I do better? Like, you can always do better, you know? You can always be better. Oh, did I mess it up a bit? I'm gonna... This comes way more towards there. That's there. Normally, I would advise, if you try to practice, don't dwell on this stuff. Just dwell on the proportions and don't render. But now I want to do this because that's what I want to do. You know, but as a beginner, I wouldn't... I mean, I am kind of a beginner, but you know what I mean. This is way more open here. Yep, like right there. Yep. And this is way more saturated. Hold on, somebody's calling me. All right, I'm back. Excuse me. My My friend called me. I'm gonna go out with him. But I'm gonna... I lost way too much of the texture there. So texture is very important. You build into it. So I'm gonna switch the brush. I don't want to get married to my brush. So let's switch it to... Let's go with this to add a bit of texture. And now let's see. So we have this really powerful red right there. Why doesn't it? Why doesn't... because it's way too textured. There, let's go with that. Darker. Let's go with that. Okay. Very powerful, and the dark red there, also there, and a bit here. Also I have some here. And in here it's not so this is way too dark, this value, so I'm gonna blur it out. I'm gonna take this value and just so like this eye isn't this dark, so but right here this is like the good value, this, but a bit less saturated and a bit higher, so like that. Now a bit darker, so like that. Yep, that's perfect. Perfect. And I'm gonna create this shape that this eye will have. Great. Alright, so I merged that shape. Now this one is more saturated and more towards this. Right there. Right. Whew. It's very tedious and monotonous. This is what I'm doing, you know. But I want to do it because I like it, you know. But when I do this, I take a lot of breaks because it's very tiring, you know. Like you just don't do anything. You just mindlessly do the eyes, Now I notice I have a bit of pink there. So pink there, I have there, darker pink here, this is way more light and way towards yellow, so lighter. Even lighter, I could go even lighter. Now let's flip it. Yeah, the eye is still too small, this one. This one is still way too small. Let me try to liquefy it into shape. My mom is calling me. Oh. Everybody's calling me. I swear to God, nobody calls me for a week straight. When I start streaming, the moment I start streaming, people start to call me. I swear to God. It's like they know. Anyway, I'm back. I'm sorry for that, my mom called me. I'm gonna liquefy. That's way too big. Liquefy that shape in. I have to be very careful with this. Because this you can overdo. This is very easy to overdo, you know. So just focus. I see that this is way too pronounced. Oh, that's now I made it square. So this you have to be very careful with this. Now check the eyes if they are aligned. Yeah, they are aligned. That's way better, but it's still like I think it's gonna go away with the rendering. While I render it, I'm gonna fix it at the same time, so hopefully it will get better. But unfortunately, I think I have to close the live, so I'm gonna close it as this. And now that I zoom out, I notice that this is right here. There is a small problem. Hold on, let me mark it. So like there, and there. So this is way supposed to be a bit longer. So this longer. A bit more in, I think. In rest, I think everything is okay. Yeah, I think, yeah, this shape right here, I need to correct it right there. There, here is a bit of the skull, the muscle structure right there. I need to emphasize that right there. Great. I think that's all. This is like notes that I'm gonna leave for myself basically when I come back to it. Yeah, anyway, take care and have a nice day, and please subscribe if you see this. Like I really need more subscribers. I have 39 subscribers, and you know I wanna have somebody to talk to on these lives, you know. So take care and have a nice day.